Some
Awesome.
questions and comments that have come in over the past couple of days. Hey, this is Johnny Bean. Yo, David Nesdall.
Hey man, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
What's
Is that
going
a no?
on? Huh?
What?
Said
Oh
what's going
man.
on?
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, everybody. Everybody who's expecting this at 2 hours ago. I was stuck in California traffic. Weekend
In the mud.
California traffic. I was stuck in long extra, long weekend Friday California traffic. It was bad news. Very, very bad. So anyway, we are here.
Right
Bobby
here.
Sanders mentioned me just now. Hey, Bobby. I don't know if you're watching this. Um, no, he's not. he oh, he posted it. I posted a photo of my shoes the other day,
Oh, I saw them.
and yeah, he just added to one of those threads.
Hmm.
VH for life, it says, and it's like emojis of like the guy
Cool.
doing the horns or whatever. And yeah, and it's him with the shoes watching Van Halen on his computer or TV. Cool, man. In case you happen to see this, well, I'll go ahead and like it. I just liked it. Cool.
Awesome.
Cool. Yeah, man. Oh, Brent. Brent Cohn. Yo, Brent, how are you? You having a good time, man? What's up, VH Brothers? Brent says. Brent, man.
What's going on, Brent?
I'm exhausted, dude. Like I was just saying, I was stuck in Friday evening. It's not even evening yet. Well, it's 7 now. I was basically going 0 miles per hour for like an hour and a half on the freeway,
Man,
you know. So anyway,
crazy.
we are here. It's all good. And yeah, we got some questions, some comments from previous videos. I think we can answer some stuff
Cool.
really quickly.
Let's do it.
Let's see. Um Thanks for the reply. Okay, VK Axeman says, "Thanks for the reply. So, what is the differences?" Okay, and the original comment was, oh, he asked me this yesterday. He said, "Did Eddie ever play a Red Music Man EVH guitar live?"
Yes, actually he did. If you watch the Right Here Right Now DVD, I believe it's in Judgment Day, where he starts off playing the yellow Music Man, and then it cuts to him playing a red one, which he probably played on the second night. They would take snippets of each night for the better performance, and one of the nights he used a red Music Man, and the other night he used his yellow one.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think I remember that.
Yeah,
I think I remember that. That sounds familiar. There's your answer. Although I think I told him no. Although I do remember that though. I do remember. Well, I haven't watched that video, and I probably since it came out. It was never.
yeah, it's been a while, right?
Well,
And the only reason I still remember that is because I was racking my brain thinking that I was colorblind when I first saw it. I'm like, wait a second, that doesn't look like the same guitar. And you pause things, and it's absolutely one's yellow and the other one is red. So you know, and I believe the red is a flame top. I'm almost positive it's a flame top, the red
hmm, cool. I don't remember. Yeah, that home video that was never a favorite of mine because I could tell something was up with it when I first heard it. I'm like, this isn't live. There's something going on here. You can
one.
tell it's not live. You can just tell.
Yeah, I know. Everything
I
sounds too
mean,
perfect.
not just because the audience is like a loop, the most annoying audience I've ever heard. not just that, you could tell the energy, the way they were playing. It didn't sound live. They don't sound like that. It was too perfect, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's still great. It's still cool, but it's not something I would put on often. Although, yeah, when it came out, yeah, I did, but not really much in the past probably 20 years.
Hmm.
Okay, and then he says, is the neck on the current Music Man Access guitars the same shape?
No,
And it's not.
it's
It,
close, but it's not.
it might
It's
be a
not at
little.
all. It's more rounded. It's not asymmetrical, and it's also a little wider, tiny bit wider.
I mean, it might be a little similar up, way up, but once you start going down, it's obviously not. It gets way bigger and bigger than the Eddie version. So profile construction, etc. The same. No, I mean it's really not the same guitar, even though from the front, minus the switch being in a different spot, it looks like it could be the same guitar, but it's really not. The
Yeah,
Axis.
it's similar. It's similar, but not. And the newest version of it is the worst of all of them.
I don't know. I haven't seen one.
Oh, Music Zoo has one right now, and it's nothing is cool on it. The neck it feels like a toy. Goto Floyd Rose that's on it now is way different than the old style one. It's not good. The guitar doesn't stay in tune. It's not a good guitar.
Oh man, tough crowd. I think you're
Sorry.
just still mad at that bridge, man.
No, I'm not. I'm not mad at the bridge. No, I'm not angry at all. Listen, I'm happy as hell. I'm a happy guy. I can see.
Yeah, yeah. Well, hey, tell us real quickly. Somebody was asking, because I posted this link on Facebook in one of the posts where you posted like an hour ago or so, a couple hours ago.
Yeah.
Somebody asked, "Oh, Susan." Real quickly, let it tell us in case you're watching, Susan. Susan was asking how your eye is.
Oh, it's much better today. I just had some cataract removal surgery in my right eye, this one here, on Wednesday, and it's like night and day. I still can't see very well out of my left eye. That's going to get done in a couple months. But although my eye is slightly blurry because it's healing, I haven't been able to see like this in at least 5 years. Really, I can see everything, other than reading my phone and reading little print, I can see everything crystal clear. Colors like you've never seen, I mean, my red, white, and black striped guitars, I didn't know that they were the color red that they actually are because I could never tell. I couldn't see them very well. They look fantastic. My guitars almost look like toys to me because I haven't, it's very weird to see them in their true color because my eye is actually working correctly now.
Mm-hmm.
But and it's great. I've been in the best, absolute best mood since I've had it done, and you don't understand until you lose your sight or until your sight is impaired, and you get it back. You just don't understand. You take it for granted. So anyone that has great eyesight or good eyesight, thank the stars for it because once you lose it, it's horrible. It's horrible. But I'm extremely happy and excited and inspired, and it's just a great thing. So it's very cool. So what was the original question? How are my eyes?
That was it.
One of them's okay.
That was it. All right. Good night, everybody. We're done. Yeah. No, I know what you mean, man. I mean, I wear glasses. Not because they, not
you may
because
have
they.
to wear glasses to read.
Mm-hmm. That's not so bad.
No, no, not at all. I
You
mean,
know?
I wouldn't mind having to wear glasses all the time, as long as I would be able to see perfectly. Thank God out them. But even if it came down to me having to wear glasses, so be it. As long as I could see, that's all that matters.
Hmm.
I could
Yeah.
always get cool looking glasses.
Yeah. I've never had a problem wearing them. And it's not like I'm blind without them. I can see without them.
Yeah, I mean, right now, I could be Ray Charles right now. Hang on a second. Let me get my Ray Charles glasses on.
Dude,
I have to wear these when I'm outside for at least a week, so it doesn't hurt my eye.
have to. Dude, you look instantly
Yes.
cooler. You look way cooler with those things, man. You should wear those things all the time.
Not these. No, not these.
They look
But
great.
do I look like I'm blind?
Well, no, you look cool, man. Yeah, mine are prescription. People think I wear these indoors and I'm a jerk. No, they're actual glasses.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Well, I have to wear these outside for the next week or so, just to cover my right eye. So.
Mm-hmm.
But when I'm inside, I don't have to wear them.
Oh, I wear mine all the time. I wear mine at night. Corey Hart or whatever.
Yeah, I like the Corey Hart song.
I wear mine at night all the time. All the time. Okay, here's another question. Thank you for your question, Susan. I don't know if you're watching this, but you should probably go and answer her on the thread eventually anyway, because that is directed to you. Okay, here's a question. Matt Lang's Stonable? I think that's your name. Says, please do a demo of the Satin Wolfgang special. He says, I'm close to getting one, but cannot find a good demo. No store close to me has one either. Thanks in advance. Well, you actually have one.
I can do a demo. I can't do one right now. It's too late at night here to do one. But I will say this. If you're looking for one, grab it. They sound amazing. They really do. There's not one bad thing about them. So, sight unseen, I would grab one. Just would. The pickups sound great, fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
They might need a setup, because out of the box, none of these guitars really are set up the way I like them. I like the action super low, where it almost buzzes, almost. But that's just me. Again, I would absolutely, if you're looking for one, definitely grab it, which I'm going to do right now. Get this guitar. It's going to look slightly different than mine because I put all the chrome hardware on mine. But even with the black hardware on it, it's still cool. It rings really well. I don't know if you can see this, but I'm going to show you how low the action is on my guitar. I don't know if you can see that, but that is ridiculously low. How I gauge how low I like the action is I use a 1mm pick. I don't use one, but if I can fit a 1mm pick in the 12th fret without it falling all the way through, within the E and A string, the action's low enough for me. Between a .88 and a 1mm, If it doesn't go through, that's the right action.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'd never tried that trick, but then when we were setting up one of my guitars over, I don't know if we actually did a hangout. We might have, or just maybe over FaceTime or whatever. You were telling me about using the pick and trying that, you know. The
Yeah,
pick, or
you can also use the
Allen.
the 3 millimeter the 3 millimeter Allen key that fits in there.
That's what it was.
If you can put it, on the last fret, on the 22nd fret, if it doesn't fit in there, if it just doesn't fit, like if it touches the string, it's the right action. If you can push it underneath, it's a little high. Well, if you can get it underneath without it touching the string, it's a little bit high. If it goes underneath but touching the string, that's fine. That's good action right there. That's about 1/32 at the 12th fret, and that's where I keep mine. And it still doesn't buzz.
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, those are great guitars. I've of course I saw them at NAMM. I saw them and I played some of them, you know, acoustically, because it's very hard. It's very hard to plug anything in at NAMM. You know, they actually don't want you plugging in, because the room that EVH is in is a very small room surrounded by Gretsch, you know, all their other, you know, brands, you know,
yeah, sure.
Charvel, what's the other one? Anyway, so yeah, they don't want you plugging in, and there's no room to either, you know, and there's nothing but people around you talking nonstop. So you're very lucky if you can plug in and play and listen to the stuff, you know. But yeah, those guitars, yeah, they look great. They feel great, sound great. They're awesome. So hey, to whoever just asked that question, I'm sorry. Let me open this up. Matt Langs Stonable. I know I'm totally butchering your name, man. I'm sorry. But hey, yeah. So Dave, yeah, you should do a demo of that thing.
Cool. Yeah, I will. 1 second.
That'd be very awesome. So let's see what else. Okay, Brent said something, but that's addressed to you. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. I just had to get a bottle of water.
Brent Cohn says, "Dude, glad you got your eyes back."
Yeah, thank you, Brent. Appreciate it. Got one back, but the other one's coming. The other one will be back very, very soon.
He says that he's lost a bunch of hearing in his right ear from years of playing out. Always played on the left side of the band. It just sucks, he says.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the same thing, you know. Your sight, your hearing, you know. So especially, you know, if you play guitar, play music, you're going to lose some hearing regardless. And it's not just that. Losing the hearing, I'd rather lose hearing somewhat than gain tinnitus. You know, a lot of people don't understand. You know, a lot of people who don't wear earplugs, you know, they just jam. Well, I'm guilty. I'm guilty of this. You know, I would jam, you know, years ago, I would jam in basically a garage with a drummer, myself and the drummer and whatever bass player we had at the time, with my 5150 half stack cranked. You know, you play it, it's great. You're like, yeah. And then you take a break, you know, and you're like, oh man, my ears are kind of ringing, you know. And then by the end of the rehearsal jam or whatever, your ears are blown. All you hear is air, and you're like, man, that was a great rehearsal. I can't even hear anything. That was awesome. You know?
Yeah.
and you don't realize what you're doing is you're destroying your ears, and you know, so I don't know. Myself, I do have major. I don't have any hearing. Well, they told me I had hearing loss, but I don't. I can hear everything. Actually, I went to an ear doctor some years ago, and he told me that I had tinnitus. He's like, "You have tinnitus," and I'm like, "Huh?" And it wasn't until he told me about it where I started hearing it.
That's strange. That's crazy.
You know, and so I'm like, yeah, I can kind of hear that. Yeah, yeah, you know. But actually, something happened, 5, 6 years ago, where I actually developed major tinnitus. So I do have major ringing in my head, all 24/7, and it's not fun.
No.
I've learned to live with it. Not many people know this. I've kind of said this here and there, but I haven't really told anybody. Uh, yeah, yeah. Right now, me sitting here right now, it's like I have a huge fluorescent lamp hovering over the side of my head. That's what it sounds like. You know how the light buzzes like zzz? That's what it
Mhm.
sounds like to me right now. When there's nothing there, it's all inside, right? So, and it's torture. It really is. But you can get used to it. You deal with it. And that's not from not wearing earplugs. I was wearing earplugs when it happened. So even that doesn't help. But you just have to be
Yeah.
careful. You just have to be careful. Especially if you're around loud sounds. If you play guitar, if you go to concerts, wear your earplugs. I'm telling you. We even had Andy Alador, a guy, a dude super huge in the guitar world, literally.
Literally.
A guy super huge in the, he's editor of Guitar World magazine, right? He
Yeah.
even told us on the live video. He was actually telling us that he was actually at 5150. Eddie was cranking this music up, and he had to put earplugs in his ears, and he didn't want to look like a wimp, but he did it without people looking, you know. And he even said it was dangerously loud. And he even said, and I might have jumped in. I can't remember the hangout, but I might have said something about earplugs, whatever. But yeah, it's very important. So, take it from somebody who's been there and done that. You know, I
Yeah,
won't
I
I won't
agree.
go I won't go to a concert without earplugs. I've actually asked Paul Gilbert this because he actually has major hearing loss. Paul Gilbert. I don't know how we start talking about this now, but we're killing time at least. And there's people watching this. Thanks for watching this. Um, yeah, Paul Gilbert, the guitar player from Mr. Big. Uh, you know, he actually has major hearing loss. He's actually deaf. Unless you're a huge fan of that guy, a lot of people don't know. You know.
And what an amazing guitar player.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
yeah, yeah. But you see him. You see him.
You can tell he's deaf though because he's got horrible tone. He just never has good tone. You can't hear it.
Well, no, he can hear it. No, he's not
No,
totally deaf. He's
yeah, but
not
he's got
totally
horrible
deaf, but he,
tone.
he has major.
His fingers are amazing. His tone is not so much.
I posted a selfie with him and Nuno from Extreme yesterday
I
on
saw
my
that.
pages, and everybody's like, "Whoa, that's so cool!" And it was cool. I mean, they're both cool dudes. But yeah, that guy. I mean, he played for years and years and years, cranking his stacks. He would put his head in front of his cabinets while he's playing, just because you can feel the sound. It's crazy, right? And he, you see him wearing these earmuffs all the time now. And what those are, that's a combination of hearing protection and a monitor. I've actually seen the earmuffs that he uses. He actually donated some. There's actually this company out here in the Bay up in San Francisco that does custom earplugs, custom monitor. What's her name? Kathy Peck. I want to say is her name. I went to her and got some custom earplugs made. They actually make them to your
Really?
ears. like mold, like it's molding. They pour it in your ear, it dries, and then it comes out, and then you end up with these earplugs that are molded to your ears, so you can put they go like right in, you know,
Wow.
and it creates a seal, basically, you know. She makes those. Uh, her organization is it's called Here. So if anybody wants to look this up, I'm not kidding. This is all true stuff. She's actually very nice. She's very cool. I've gone to her a few times, been to her house and everything. Um, but Paul Gilbert donated some a pair of his earmuffs to her because they always do all kinds of like giveaways and benefits and actually what's his name from the Who is actually a huge
Pete
supporter.
Townsend.
He's a huge supporter of hers. Yeah, Pete Townsend. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Go to her website. Go to Here. It might be Here SF or just look up Kathy Peck Here HEAR, and you can read up all about her, everything she does. You know, she's great. She's awesome. She's made earplugs and in-ear monitors for many rock stars, many people. But anyway, I saw the earmuffs that Paul Gilbert wears at her house. They were sitting there on the chair, so I picked them up. I'm like, oh, cool. And she was like, oh yeah, Paul just donated those. Like she knows them, like Paul, you know. So I'm like, cool. And I told her I was interested in them, you know, because of what they are. And then I was talking to him at NAMM. Was it maybe a couple years ago? And the dude's like this, like if I'm standing up, I'm this tall. He's like this tall. The guy is like,
yeah, he's like 6'5",
you know.
yeah,
and so he's looking down at me, and I'm looking up at him, you know. And I said to him, I'm like, what's the deal with your earmuffs? You know, what's the deal with those? And he said they're basically hearing protection. I think he might be like, I don't know if this, maybe I shouldn't say, I don't know if this is true, but I just know he has major hearing loss. Anybody who knows anything about, who's a huge fan of his, I guess probably know more than me, maybe, but yeah, I know he reads lips. He has to read lips, and he said that his ear muffs, they're basically, you know, protection, you know, kind of like what those construction guys wear, you know.
yeah,
Which sure. I wear too.
Or if people, or you know, like the people at airports that
yes,
the people that direct the airplanes outside.
Yes, yeah. I wear them too. Actually, I actually have them, and I've gotten some funny looks at concerts wearing them or whatever. But I walk out of there, and I'm fine. You know.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I'm cool.
Yeah.
But let me see. What was I saying? But anyway, so I asked him about his earmuffs, and he said they're, you know, it's hearing protection, but it also has a monitor as well, so he can hear, you know, what's going on as well. He can hear his guitar through there. I think through like one side, something like maybe one side it has a speaker in it or something, something like that.
Cool. Anyway, what other questions do we have? I have to call you Alan Garber in a second.
Oh, I'm sorry. Jim Nichols. Hey guys,
Jim?
Happy Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day weekend, Jim. Love your show. Do any of you use Warmoth parts comparable or compatible to Musicraft parts?
I've owned Warmoth necks. Trying to think if I have any right now. I don't think I do have any. I don't. I've owned Warmoth guitars before, stuff that I've built from them, and they're good. They're absolutely good. And there was a time where they were better than Musicraft. But now it's my opinion that as far as necks and bodies, necks in general, necks more than bodies really, Musicraft is top notch. It's the best. I mean, whether you're buying a neck for a Van Halen style build, or whether you're buying a Telecaster or a Stratocaster or whatever neck you want, whatever they offer, it's really top notch. The headstock shapes are as close to Fender, closer than any other licensed Fender style replacement neck company, replacement parts company. The only as far as bodies, they're very good. But I use Chris Locke guitars, Locke custom guitars for my Kramer and my Van Halen builds, because he's got all the exact dimensions and all the exact measurements for all of Eddie's original guitars and all the Kramer guitars, where that when you get the body, you don't have to recontour anything. You don't have to reshape anything. It's perfect. Other companies, they're close, but not perfect. I have a Musicraft body that I had to sand some of the correct. I have a KNE body that I had to sand some contours to make it correct. He's the best. He's quick. There's never any problem, never any issues. He's inexpensive. And he'll make you what you want. He will make you anything you want.
That's cool.
I have not tried any of his necks. I've had such great luck and experience with the Musicraft necks that I'll really only buy from them. That's really it. But again, if you're stuck on getting Warmoth stuff, they're good. It's good quality. I don't know what build you're making, or if you're looking to do a Van Halen style build, or if you're just looking to build a Telecaster or a Stratocaster or something like that. But I don't think that Warmoth's bodies and necks are going to be exact replica bodies and necks for the Van Halen builds. I hope that answers your question.
Cool. And as far as myself, I've never used, as far as I know, I've never used the Musicraft stuff. As far as I know.
Right.
But yeah, Warmoth. I had a Warmoth neck back in the early 90s. Actually, for all the night, most of the 90s. I got a guitar that came with the neck on it in 93. And then I had the neck up until like 10 years ago or something. But it was on like my main guitar for a lot of years. I would say in the mid to late 90s, I guess. That was my main neck. It was a Warmoth. I forget what kind of. I don't think it was rosewood. It was some. What's the wood that's kind of like reddish?
How Farrow?
I don't know, because they can make anything, you know. It had an ebony fretboard.
Ebony
It was an
fretboard.
ebony fretboard, but
maybe it was a mahogany neck with an ebony fretboard.
But the rest of the neck, it was like a brownish. It's like a brownish color.
It could have been either a rosewood neck or a mahogany neck, if it was a brownish color.
I've got photos of it. I'll have to shoot you a photo sometime. Show you. Yeah, it was great. It was great, and I remember I made the mistake. I shouldn't have done that. I had the body the neck was on. It was on a DiMarzio Explorer body.
Oh, that's cool.
With an amazing.
They made some good bodies back in the day. You know, Rick Nielsen had a pink Strat with one humbucker. and it had a pink neck on it, but that was DiMarzio as well. The body and neck were made by DiMarzio.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch the official Flame video, the Flame was the name of the song.
Yeah, I remember that.
You can see that guitar. You can see that guitar in that video.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it was a DiMarzio body, Explorer body with a really, really neat like quilt top. I remember. I've got photos of that guitar too. Well, the body anyway. Anyway, I had when I bought the guitar, it was used. It was like a Frankenstein kind of thing, like put together. When I got it, it had a regular like Strat tremolo on it, and I had somebody at this guitar shop throw on a Floyd Rose. So, you know, as far as that body having a Floyd, that's fine. I don't care. But that meant they had to put a Floyd nut on that neck, and you know, years later, I regretted that. I was like, oh, I wish it would have stayed just a regular Strat neck. You know, I wish it didn't have that Floyd nut on it. But yeah, it was a great neck.
Well, you know.
But yeah, that's my Warmouth experience, though, as far as I can remember.
Nice.
That neck. And of course, we have a buddy who goes by the name Warmouth Strat, and I assume that's because he loves Warmouth stuff.
Probably.
You know? Mully. Are you out there, Mully? He might not be on yet. So cool. Cool. Let's see. Yeah, sorry, my camera is off. It is that time. Oh, Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne just said something. Let's see. Real quick. Okay, here we go. Bruce Wayne says, do you guys have preference for covered versus uncovered humbuckers relating to looks or tone? If you notice a difference, I personally like uncovered.
For the most part, most of my humbuckers are uncovered, but the PAFs on my Les Paul are covered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for myself, I have both. I've used both. As far as looks, I mean, I think they both look cool, and there's certain guitars I think look cooler with the cover. You know,
yeah.
Like let's say,
Here's one of them.
Yeah, let's say like a Les Paul. You know, yeah. Yeah. Although some Les Pauls look really cool with uncovered pickups though too, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
My old beat up 59.
Wow.
Smells old.
Does it sound old?
It is. Good reason for it.
Cool.
Good reason for it.
Cool. Let's see. Okay, okay, here's a question. This was yesterday. B. Scott Farthingsworth. This is on a video. This is actually on an older video. But you can answer the question because it kind of relates to one of your guitars. Sure. The Rude guitar.
Yeah.
Right. He says, okay, boys, cutting to the chase. There's a pic of EVH with this guitar. And he's talking about the Rude guitar, which is the black and white guitars. Not the one that has the circles on it. Not the one called the Unchained. It's the other one that Eddie played on that same tour, on the Fair Warning tour. And so he says the guitar looks oddly proportioned.
Right there. That's the guitar.
Hmm? So do you want to explain why it looks different?
I didn't understand. I didn't hear the question because you came and
Oh,
broke it up
it
on
looks oddly proportioned, he says.
Well, the body is 2 inches thick instead of your normal one and 1 3/4 thickness. A regular Fender style body is going to be 1 3/4 inch thick. That guitar, the Circles guitar, which is also the Rasta guitar, those two guitars were 2 inches thick. And the reason why they're 2 inches thick is because when Eddie first started using the Floyd Rose guitar tremolo system, guitars sounded a little thin, so he wanted to compensate by making a slightly thicker body, and they were also mahogany at the time. So the Rude guitar and the Circles guitar are both mahogany bodies, and they're 2 inches thick.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see the Rasta, which the Weasel Zappa owns right now, the Rasta is the Circles guitar, just with a different paint job on it. You know, since it's the same guitar, it's 2 inches thick,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and that's why it looks weird. That's why it looks different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's if any of you watching this, if you've read which interview was that, the April 80 guitar player, maybe?
Oh man, is that the one with him holding? He's holding the bee in his hand, the bumblebee, and he's wearing the yellow pants with the knee pads, the yellow.
The cover,
Yeah,
it's something like that. Yeah, he's playing the B.
yeah.
I think it was April 80. I think it was that interview where he talks about the Floyd Rose and how he was making a thicker body made for it because the Floyd Rose sounds too bright, you know. So apparently he had at least a few guitars made, or at least a couple.
Yeah, there were more than the two of them. I think there was also another one that was a wooden body, a bare wood body without paint on it, with a rosewood fretboard neck on it. And I think he's also using that in '84, like a backstage guitar in 1984. At the time, I think that's also a 2-inch thick body. You showed me a photo of that. I think it's '84, isn't it?
Yeah, there was a photo of him playing an unfinished, unpainted guitar in '84. But there's also the photos of him in '81 playing an unfinished guitar too, which I'm assuming became one of those guitars.
Oh well, maybe it was from. Well, I guess the photo was in an '84 magazine, but it was probably an older photo, right?
No, it was in '84.
Oh, it was?
Yeah. So now
It couldn't have been. It couldn't have been either. It couldn't have been either one of those guitars.
We're just confusing
it had to
people
been
now.
something else.
Yeah. Oh man, my phone is blowing up. I'm getting.
I hear it.
Getting tweets, not even related to this. Totally different things. Relating to Howie, actually. So let's see. Let's see. Another. Do you hear that? Is that on your side?
The only thing I hear is the fan going on in the back. You'll see it over my left shoulder, or actually, it's my right shoulder.
I see it. I see it, and I think I can. I think I hear it sometimes, but that's cool. Let's see. Howie, Howie, you're being tweeted. You're being tweeted, dude. You're being tweeted. Yes. Hey, dude. Are you? Did you see that?
No, what do you do?
Hang on one sec.
Now I don't see anything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Turn my camera. No, he just bumped my arm. You know?
Okay.
No, because he wants to go on his W.
Is it that time?
It's almost that time. I mean, because it's getting late. Oh, okay. Brosh 5150. Hey guys, quick question. Let me see. Okay. Brosh 5150. Hey guys, quick question. Looking for a pickup for an alder body guitar project. Thinking about a DiMarzio Super Distortion. Do those sound good in alder bodies, in your opinion?
Yeah, they sound good. I mean, they're inexpensive. They're pretty good. Um, there are better pickups out there, in my opinion, but they do sound good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it depends on the one you get, I guess. The Super Distortion. Do you have? Well, don't you have like a brand new Super Distortion in your Bumblebee?
No, I have the 36th anniversary. It's a DiMarzio, but it's more PAF. It's less hot. It's probably about
Oh,
an
okay.
8K.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But do you have like newer Super Distortions?
I'm trying to think if I have any. I don't think I have any. Oh, I have a Super Distortion in my Rude guitar, and I think it sounds fine. But that guitar is a mahogany body.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But as far as the Super Distortion, though, just in itself, since it's a newer one, it's wax potted, right?
Yeah,
Most likely, yeah.
sure.
Yeah, because I've used a lot of most of the Super Distortions I've used are older ones, and they feed back like crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, you can talk, you can hold up your guitar and talk through them. You know.
Well, you can do that with any pickup, even if it's potted.
Yeah. Well, no, not like this though. Not like remember that one pickup I had, and I was able to talk through it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I do.
Yeah. Well, cool, cool. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. You know that telly I play, the
Yeah. The
Japanese,
72?
the 72. Well, yeah, it's a 72 reissue.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the bridge on that guitar?
On your particular guitar? No, I haven't. But is it different than the one that comes on that guitar?
I think so. Yeah, yeah. I don't think it's original to the guitar. But anyway, I've always wondered what kind of bridge it is because I like it. It's nice. It's super has a super
Tell you
thick.
if you show it to me.
Okay. I think it's in a case. Hang
Well,
on.
another time then.
Okay. Well, no, I mean it's just right there. But hey, yeah. While I do that, do you want to talk about your pedal board a little bit? Because somebody asked us earlier what your pedal board looks like.
Oh yeah, I have two of them. I have both of them out right here actually. Let's get this going. These are my two pedal boards. The top one here, this larger one, this one has been my gigging pedal board for I'd say about 2 years. Just put the EVH overdrive pedal in it though, and I think it sounds pretty good actually. The pedal boards are made by a friend of mine. His name is Tom Peck, and his company's name is Pedal Racks, and it's Pedalracks Island in Dix Hills, and he makes these, the whole thing really. True bypass switches in front are really what's cool about it, because you don't have to step on these pedals anymore. You turn them all on, and then you turn them on and off with this strip right in front, and everything is true bypass and quiet. Everything is really nice and neat. This one was he just finished this one for me. I've owned this for like maybe a month, and this one is for fly dates and jams, or if I'm sitting in with a band, anything that's not my band, because it's small, it's compact, and I still get the sound that I sound like, even if I'm plugging into a clean like a twin, I'll get my sound. They're really cool. If anyone has any questions and wants to know anything about them, pedal wise and construction, I mean, the construction it's very well made. These boards are not inexpensive. They're pretty expensive. This bigger size board is probably going to cost, without the pedals on it, without the actual pedals, this is probably going to cost around $800.
Man,
and this is going to be a little bit less because it's a little smaller. There's a lot of labor that goes into it, and a lot of parts. All the cabling and all the ends themselves, they're $7 a piece.
so you
just the ends.
So you step on those buttons. So you use those buttons instead of the pedals themselves. The buttons.
Yeah, these buttons right here. Yep.
Well, that's cool.
Yep. And I use amps like this, my 65 Super Reverb, clean amps, no overdrive in the amps. This 1960 Fender Vibrasonic, it's super duper clean. That Reverb Deluxe, these are all hand wired boutique amps. There's another one back there, just in a different color.
That's a cool color.
Oh, the green? Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the amps that I use all the time. This Super Reverb is an original 1965. And this amp, I've owned this amp for probably about 6 or 7 years. It's a really great sounding amplifier. 410s.
Is it open back?
And then, yes, all Fenders are.
Mm-hmm.
A second. So those are the pedal boards. That's pretty much it. We can get into what each pedal does. I mean, it's too late for me to actually start playing now. It's too late at night. But we can do another one of these where I'm demoing these pedal boards, and you can hear what they sound like, and you can hear how quiet it is. There's no noise. And the overdrive pedals are really the only noisy, pedals where they hiss a little bit because pH is high gain. We all know that. The SL drive, that's like a high gain Marshall, or mid to high gain Marshall. So it's a little noisy. It's not terribly noisy. The EP booster I usually keep on all the time. It just gives my amp a little bit more hair. But
What's
that's that.
What's that rainbow one? Oh, it's a tremolo.
It's a tremolo. It's the same one as that purple. It's the same exact pedal.
It looks like that.
Each pedal.
Remember that gum? Remember that gum with the horse?
Yeah.
What was that called?
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Oh yeah. Well, these pedals, this tremolescence is made by Dr. Scientist, and these 5 knob ones.
Dr. Scientist.
They don't make them anymore. They make a 6 knob one that's it's not hand wired anymore. It's got a PC board in it where these don't.
Mm-hmm.
And these are a little bit better because there's no PC board. They're point to point wired. They're also a tiny bit smaller than the new ones. The new ones are a little taller and a little bigger. But all these pedals, all of these tremolo pedals from this time period are different colors, each one. So everyone has they're all different. Each one of them is like its own thing. This is my newest one. I just got this from a buddy of mine. He saw it on eBay and grabbed it, and I had to have it. So I paid him a little bit more than what he paid for it to get it.
Cool. Oh, I see. And it says underneath what each thing is on the board.
I'm sorry?
On the board itself, it says what each effect is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
EP booster, SL drive, phaser.
Awesome.
The one that says Angry Charlie here is the EVH. I just didn't change that yet.
Yeah, that's a great pedal. I really dig.
There you go.
I really dig that one.
Cool. It's cool stuff. Real cool stuff. And then the wall.
Look out.
Of all my crazy cool guitars. One day I'm going to do a rig rundown. I know a couple people really want me to do one of these rig rundown jammies. And I will. I'll do one.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
that'd be really cool.
And there's my dog. And that's where I normally set up shop when we do these things. That little corner right over there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because usually you can see your guitars behind you.
Yeah. Normally I look like this. But yeah, we'll get to one of those rig rundowns. I just got to be able to have someone here to hand me guitars as I talk and show them because I'll fall. If I have very bad balance, so I will fall if I have to grab each one and stand up and talk about it while I'm holding this iPad. It's just I'm clumsy.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, that's why you need the selfie stick.
You're right. I need more than that. More than a selfie stick.
You need like a selfie
But
stick that's like attached to your belt or something. So it's just like sticking like out
yeah,
and then facing
yeah,
you.
yeah.
That sounds like a disaster though in itself.
Yeah, it's a disaster waiting to happen. Absolutely.
But hey, Apollo Rocker asks thoughts on the EVH wah and its characteristics. Have you used the EVH wah?
Now, in fact, I have big clumsy feet and I can't use a wah because I'll fall. Just rocking back and forth on a wah. I'm like retarded. You know, so I don't use a wah. I have heard them, and to my ears, they sound great. They've got this mid-range honk that no other wah has that I really do like the sound of.
Mm-hmm.
I think EVH himself uses a wah enough for all of us that none of us have to use one ever again.
Yeah, I mean it has to. I've had one. I've had an original Crybaby for since like 1991 or something. You know, it was probably after Pound Cake came out. I heard the wah in that, and then
Yeah.
thought, oh, I have to get one. So that's when I started using one, and I used it a lot. Use it for solos for whatever, but not every song. It depends on what kind of music you're playing. But not every song deserves a wah pedal.
Right.
And so
Absolutely.
yeah, so for me, I would use them here and there. If I wrote something with it, I would use it. Or if I was playing a song where a part had a wah already, of course I'd have to use it. But the last time I really used one actually was just to get like more treble on the guitar. I turned the wah.
Yeah, cocked all the way up. Yeah.
It was all the way up or it was just slightly. So it gave it like a certain sound. And I remember recording a demo using that. And it was cool. I think that was the last time I really used one. I really haven't used a wah for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't used one either. It's been years. I have a cool one. I have a hand painted one. Here, I'll show it to you. It's my Jimi Hendrix moment.
Cool.
A buddy of mine painted this and gave it to me as a gift. And it's just, I know it says Vox on the bottom, but it's not a Vox. It's just a regular Crybaby. But it looks cool as hell, right?
Nice. So that's a custom thing. So somebody did that.
Nobody has anything like this. My buddy painted it. Got a set of lips right on top. It's really cool. I don't know what those are, but they're cool.
Yeah, that looks cool.
It sounds great. I just haven't. I haven't used it in a while. It's more. It's just art. It sits on my shelf, but it looks cool.
Yeah, and as far as me, I've never used the EVH one. I don't think I've ever tried it. I would like to. I would like to try it. I would like to use it, but I mean, I don't use.
Guitar Center should have them. You should in your local Guitar Center. They should have it.
Probably. Um, So yeah, and I do have the cry. I still have the crybaby, but it doesn't sound the way it used to. It's very weak now. It's not.
Well, you probably just have to move the pot a little bit. The pot probably moved itself, and that's why. You
Hmm.
probably just have to. You have to, find the sweet spot of where the pot is, and then tighten it a little bit, and it'll have your sound back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll have to look into that.
Yeah. What other questions do we have? Anything?
Let's see. Uh, okay, that's old. That is old. I'm looking through these comments. Uh, let's see. I don't know. Is anybody watching this? Do you have any questions? You have any
Anybody
comments?
here?
Is there?
Bueller?
Yeah, is there anybody even here? Let's see. Yeah, I can hear that fan. It's okay though. It's no big deal.
It's gonna have to be because it's what's keeping me cool.
Those sunglasses are what made you cool. There you go. Wait, what happened to Dave? Where'd Dave go?
Yeah, fat old bald guy.
Yeah, where'd that fat old bald guy go? Now there's a fat old cool bald guy. The Vigilant.
I'm not so old. I'm not as old as everyone thinks.
The Vigilant. Thoughts on Kaler tremolos?
None.
I say gross.
No thoughts. One thought should never be made.
Yeah, the thought is they are not. Well, I mean, I'm sure people do like them. Myself, I don't. If you they ruin a guitar. If you're talking about the ones that sit on top, you destroy guitars with them.
Anyone that has a Kaler on their guitar has a -1 guitar.
I've had really cool like
Count it as -1 guitar.
I've had great guitars that were destroyed by those things. You know, I had a cool Hamer Sunburst, 79 Sunburst. That was a great guitar, but I got it used. Somebody threw a Kaler on there. I tried using the guitar for as long as I could with the Kaler. I hated it. I didn't like it, so I took it into a shop to have the Kaler. I had taken the Kaler off to get it filled in to throw just something else on there. You know.
And it never came back.
No, it did not actually. It's the shop. They lost the guitar, so it's gone. I haven't seen it in years. I'll never see it again.
Thank God.
So, yeah. So if you can fix your own guitars, I would do that. You can't always trust your
Lose it?
You can't always trust your guitar to a shop.
If you have a guitar with a Kaler on it, lose it.
Yeah, it was probably lost on purpose. Maybe that's what happened. I miss it though. I love Hamers. Apollo Rocker. DiMarzio's in the Axis. DiMarzio's in the Axis. And oh, okay. He's talking about the Eddie Van Halen Axis.
Right.
The Axis guitars. The DiMarzio pickups on those guitars. Why can't we just buy them? He says, "Why can't we just buy the pickups that are in the Axis?"
Call DiMarzio. See if they'll sell them to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll tell you what it is. I mean, you can get it. It's just a different name. The bridge pickup is a Tone Zone, and the neck pickup is an Air Norton.
So if you just buy those separately, throw them in, that guitar or something like it. That's basically it.
That's it.
That's what people I've heard that. That's what people have said. The EVH ones, of course, are Wolfgang pickups, tappable. He says.
What?
He says
The old EVH Music Man guitars?
The pickups that are in those?
They are the old Music Man guitars, the old EVH Music Man guitars it's a tone zone and an Air Norton. It's just that they had to keep their mouths shut. Those are exactly the pickups that are in the Van Halen guitars. They were.
I don't think those aren't tappable though, are they?
They're not tappable.
Aren't they just one wire? I don't know. I can't remember.
Wire. It's two conductor wire, not 4 conductor.
I can't.
But it's a tone zone and an Air Norton.
Oh, okay. He says. Okay. He's responding here. Yeah. As far as the most of those DiMarzios are just one wire or whatever. They're not. Okay. Sorry, are the Wolfgang pickups tappable? 4 conductor wiring. The Wolfgang pickup.
I don't think so. I think they're all 2 conductor.
Meaning the Wolfgang, meaning the PV or the EVH?
The new Wolfgang pickups.
I can tell you right now because I have one right here. The new one.
Is it a braided cable?
No.
Does it have 4 wires or 2 wires?
It has a red wire and a black wire.
So it's 2 conductor.
Yeah.
Full on humbucker, not splittable.
Oh, wait a minute. No, actually, I think they are tappable. If this.
Does it have a green and a ground, or green, white, and ground?
Actually, the way it's in a guitar, when they have them in this pickup I'm holding, it was ripped out of the Star, the EVH Star guitar. And you look at it, and you just see a red wire and a black wire, but you look under the pickup, and you see 4 wires. You see a red, white, green, and black.
Then it's 4 conductor.
So they are tappable. Okay. But you wouldn't know that just looking at the top, because everything is connected to the ground. Well, that's cool. Mm-hmm. So yes, the ones you can get now, you can tap. Literally, you can throw it in a guitar and tap with it. Is that what he means by tappable? Can you tap on a guitar with those pickups?
Like this? You can tap on the pickups like this?
Yes. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Okay, Richard Schick. I played a G&L Rampage back in the 90s with a Kaler, the one Jerry Control uses, and it felt great. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, they just, there's different Kalers. There's Kalers that say Kaler, but they look like Floyd's, where they're more or less they're the same as a Floyd Rose. But they have the black, like the rubbery, what do you call it? Like the ones on the coating. They have the coating on them that you don't like.
Right.
I'm
just not a Kaler fan. When I say that they suck, I'm just voicing my opinion. There are people that love those things. Phil Collin from
Genesis.
From Genesis. From Def Leppard, he used the Kaler on his Ibanez.
Oh, Call-In.
Ever on that Destroyer.
Not Call-Ins.
He uses Floyd Roses now, but he used the Kaler for many, many, many years.
Yeah.
And it sounded great.
Yeah. They're cool. They're cool because you can pull up.
They can be. They can be. You know, the only thing that I really, really don't like about them is the nut, the locking nut. Uh, when I have owned a couple of them in my lifetime, and the clamp inside that nut is it's so soft, and if you tighten it too much, it you know it a divot in the clamp, and it just it never actually clamps the string. The string moves, and that never stays in tune. I'm from the uh, I believe that everything needs to be super duper tight. Uh, you clamp down really tight. You know, all the nuts and bolts should be very tight, and some of these things are not made out of great metal, so they're very soft and they break.
Mhm.
Floyd Roses generally don't, and that's why I like them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like those nuts that are those locking nuts that you put above the nut, right? So you can
Yeah,
use a regular. You leave the nut alone, and
correct. And it goes on the
it goes
headstock.
on the
It, it,
headstock.
it gets attached to the headstock. I
Yeah,
hate it.
those
Not good.
changing strings on those are a pain too because when you put the strings, you have to put them in between these little blocks.
Yeah,
And what
and those
happens?
little blocks they're so soft, and if you over tighten them, they get divoted and they break,
They
and
crack
your string moves.
and they fall out. So you take your strings out, that block falls out, and you're it's useless. It's just more parts. It's more moving parts. Those things, you know. And the stuff, I don't think the stuff even truly does stay in tune because of the way that's designed. The strings being sandwiched between those blocks. You know,
Correct.
it's not the same. It's not the same as the German, the Floyds that we use, where it's a one piece and it locks down. That's fine. But two pieces,
Yeah,
that's not fine. So
I agree.
yeah, I'm not a huge fan of those old Kahlers. Because yeah, somebody just said something. Richard, yes, yeah, Kahlers feel more spongy
Yeah, very
and
spongy.
they don't sink down as far as Floyd's. I like Floyd's better too, he says. Kahlers are a lot of maintenance too, I think. Richard Schick comments. And yeah, you can literally you can play a chord. You can take the bar, push it all the way down, and still hear it. You know?
Get yourself one of these
There you go. Yes.
right there.
Yeah. You can't beat those things, man. You cannot. Okay. Let's see. It's 8:16 here in California, 8:19. So it's like 11:16 where you are, huh?
It is.
Man. Well, hey, let's answer a couple more comments and then I think we should split because yeah, it's getting late and Howie still has to walk. Um
Okay.
okay, is this
Hey, by the way, did you notice that Chris Hubbard got his white Wolfgang today?
no.
His ivory, USA, and not he hadn't had it 5 minutes, and put a kill switch in it.
Cool.
Yeah, man, looks great.
Cool. No, I was stuck in traffic. I was stuck in Santa Cruz weekend holiday Friday night traffic, which was unbearable. Like I was telling you, a route or a trip that should have taken me 20 minutes took me 2 hours. It was awful.
Oh man, you're making me tired just thinking about it.
Oh, it was horrible. I posted out a photo of me on the freeway. Okay, we got three. Let's take three more questions real quick. Brosh 5150 says, I've got an 83 Les Paul Custom with factory Gibson branded Kahler tremolo. It was so bad I blocked it off completely. Luckily, it didn't kill the tone. Lol. Taylor Tremolo. Yeah, a lot of those
You kill the
80s.
tone.
Those early mid 80s guitars that had a lot of
First of
those
all,
bridges.
that guitar is about 14 pounds, and then you cut the tone in half because you put because there's a Kaler on it. Not that you put one on it, but there's a Kaler on it. And I'm sorry that I'm dissing your guitar. It's really nothing personal. It's just first, yeah, 80 an early 80s Les Paul, number one, number two Kaler. It's just it's bad all over.
Those Kalers, I mean, they really don't add any. They take away from the tone because it sits on top. You know, the Kalers we're talking about. There's different ones. Like I said, there are the Kalers that functioned like a Floyd Rose, where you could actually replace a Floyd Rose with a Kaler. You know, the same style. You know, as we know what a Floyd Rose is, but the Kalers that we're talking about really are the ones that sit on top. They sit on
Yeah, I
top of the
know.
guitar, and you have to route out for the springs. So these little tiny, teeny tiny springs that basically sit on top of the body. So it's basically it doesn't add anything to the tone. It takes away from the sound. It feels weird. And I don't know why we're slamming. Literally, we're not slamming Kalers.
We aren't.
well, I don't know. MA, huh? Okay. This has nothing to do with this video. I get comments all the time, man. Yeah, this is Harold. Harold Keel comments, MA backing vocals sorely missed here. He commented on one of my videos where I recorded Van Halen at one of the shows I was at this last tour. What song is that? Let me see. What? I think it's Unchained. He commented. I don't know. Okay. All right. Last two questions. Thanks for watching this, though, everybody. We have a lot of people watching this, and thanks for. Yeah, sorry. Usually we do these things Monday, Wednesday, Friday, about 5 o'clock ish Pacific, but I was stuck in traffic. I didn't get home till 2 hours later. So, okay, let's do a quick one real quick, and then we'll do this other one. Okay, Jordan Perkins sent me a message. He says, "Hey Johnny, I got a question for you and Dave. I'm watching y'all's chat right now. Thank you very much, man. Oh, I just did a thumbs up, and I thumbed up the camera, but my camera's not even on. Sorry. What do you guys think about the 5153s? Meaning the amplifiers. Well, let me go.
I own one. I use it all the time. I mean, I own one. That I own the head and two 212 cabinets. I'm thinking about getting the LBX on Sunday myself.
Nice.
Yeah. Got a line on one at one of my local stores here, and I've got a deal on it that I really can't pass up. The 100 watts, I mean, they're fantastic. Just the amps are great. You know, if you're looking to get that VH type sound, or if you want something that's got, a lot of gain, that sounds good. Use it for blues gig, but definitely for a rock gig, it's great. The clean channel is great too. It's a good amp.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the best of all the Signature Series amps that Eddie's used so far.
Mm-hmm. Myself, the only 5153 I have is the Micro Stack.
And we all know how awesome that is.
That's the only one I own. So
Yeah, you owned it. He asked what you thought of it.
Oh, what I think of it? Well,
Yeah.
it's cool for what it is. It's cool for what it does. But as far as the real amps,
No, not the micro stack. The amps themselves, the
yeah,
5153
yeah,
amps.
no,
He
I know,
asked
I
what you
know.
thought of them.
The amps themselves, I think they're great. I think they sound great. I mean, the only ones I've ever played. I know it's funny. I was saying earlier how you can't plug in at NAMM, but I was able to plug into one at NAMM a few years ago. You know, when I went when I had the mustache.
Yeah. And you also plugged into one when you played the Star guitar. That was the year after.
The Star guitar?
Yeah, you played the Star
Oh,
guitar.
yeah,
And
okay.
you
Yes. 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 Yeah. Yeah, I believe I know I was saying it's hard to plug in when you're there. I remember I think I those videos of me playing what the mustache. I think that was on Sunday, and it's more loose on Sunday because everybody's trying to get out of there. It's not nearly as crazy. Um, so anyway, yeah. So I was able to plug in and play one of the amps that time, uh, and then yeah, with the Star guitar last year, I guess it was. I was able to plug in because I asked the guy there. I'm like, "Is it cool if I plug in?" You know, he's like, "Well, come back, 10 till before before we close, and you can plug in." So that was that time. And then, of course, I've played them at Guitar Center. You know, especially the LBX. I played that at Guitar Center. I've cranked it, in the Platinum Room at GC, and that thing does get loud. It really does. So yeah, so I've played them. They sound great. They're awesome.
mm-hmm.
You know, I myself have the PV version, actually the original, the 1991 version of the PV 5150, and it's a great amp as well. The newer ones are more versatile, you know, versatile, way more. You can get way more clean tones out of it. Different, you can use it for way more. Is that correct grammar?
Nope.
You
Nope.
can use it
Not even
you
close.
could use it for way more stuffs.
It's California grammar is what that is.
Oh, okay.
Dude, you guys go to the Waymore last night? It was way more cool.
Yeah. No, yeah.
It's like the Fillmore, the Waymore. The
The
Waymore, man.
Fillmore.
Did you go to the Waymore? Did you see the Allman Brothers at the Waymore last night?
Yeah. Actually, I think Sammy Hagar played at the Fillmore like 2 nights ago. He did a surprise appearance with another group.
Nice.
Um.
Cool. All right, one more question.
Anyway, yeah. So they're great. Whichever one you get, the LBX, the 50 watt, the 100 watt, the even the micro stack is great.
Nope.
Oh man. Okay, real quick. Which one was that? That was Jordan. Thank you, Jordan Perkins, for the question. It was a message he sent me. Let me send him a sticker back, just so he knows that I read this. Although if he's listening, this is a lot of weird stuff. Let's see. There, I just sent him Snoopy. Because it looks like Howie. So there you go, Howie the Dalmatian.
Nice.
Okay, Apollo Rocker. As in a single, huh? Oh, this is continued from his other comments, but as in coil splitter. Oh, I think he was trying to explain what he was saying. Hum to single, yes. Great broadcast, guys. Can anyone tell me more about the infamous Bumblebee, black and yellow guitar, the original that Dimebag got buried with? I can never seem to find any info on that guitar. Well, real quick, That was a guitar that was made for Eddie. He didn't build that guitar. I don't think he even painted it. It was actually painted for him, right?
Right. And it was painted professionally. It had a clear coat on it. It had clear lacquer coat on it.
Mm-hmm.
Most all of his guitars were painted without a clear coat, so that as he plays it, the paint comes right off. It also allows the wood to breathe when there's no sealing or shiny lacquer or urethane, depending on what you use. That guitar had it. One of the reasons why he didn't like it, because it was like choked. It wasn't really an open sounding guitar. No matter what he did to it, he couldn't get it to sound the way he wanted it to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Finish, John.
Yeah, and if you look at that, the striping pattern, it's very close to his Frankenstein when it was black and white. I think it was painted to resemble that. If you really look at it and think about it.
Yeah.
I think Dave's looking at it right now. He's like, "You're right."
No, you're right. It does. Yeah, very close.
Any word? Oh, okay. This is the same guy, Apollo Rocker. Any word on the new EL34 based amp that Ed has mentioned a few times? The new amp that was supposed to nail his super leads tone of yesteryear. Well, he's been testing
other
it.
than hearing it at the sound check of the last tour in 2015, I haven't heard anything else about it. I do know that it sounded amazing. I was there. It sounded amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what it looks like, but it does have a bit more gain than the original Marshall did. But the tone of it sounds really close. Sounds good.
There was a photo of it in the Guitar World with him on the cover from, what was that? Several months back.
Really?
There was a photo of it in that issue. Yeah.
I'll have to take a look.
Mm-hmm. But of course, it's a prototype, so
it might end up not looking like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Even the original 5150 prototypes didn't look like the way it ended up. Jordan Perkins. Okay, he says he is listening, so he is listening to us. Awesome. Thanks for answering my question. I love watching you guys talk about Eddie and all his gear and stuff. I sure have learned a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for doing these hangouts. Yeah, well, thank you, man. Thank you for watching and listening to these things.
It's our pleasure, Jordan. It's all right.
I mean,
we love it too.
We're just sitting here talking.
We're just talking to each other. We're just hanging out. We're like two buddies just hanging out, talking about this nonsense. It's just us talking. That's all. But it's cool. I appreciate it. We both appreciate it. And when Rob's here, he appreciates it too.
Yeah.
I love this stuff. It never gets boring. It really never does.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's almost like we talk about the same stuff every time, but it's different. It's not the same.
Yeah, because there are different aspects. We look at things different ways. Sometimes we look at it this way. Sometimes we look at it this way, or this way, or this way, or even this way. I don't know. It's different ways. You feel me? It's these glasses. It's definitely these glasses.
Well, yeah, you look cool, man.
Yeah, but I look cool, but then when stuff comes out of my mouth, not so much. Oh, my.
Okay, all right, we're almost done. Brosh 5150 says, it was there when I got it, unfortunately. He's talking about the Kaler on the Les Paul. Yeah, because what happened was somebody stuck that on there and got rid of it.
Well, that's not necessarily true. They did make some back in the 80s. In the early 80s, they did make that guitar. with that Kaler on it. And geez, this is a second Def Leppard comment.
What was it called though? It must have had a different name.
Steve Clark had a few of them that Gibson actually made for him like that, with those darn Kalers on them.
Okay.
What were they thinking?
Yeah, well now Les Paul Gibson, they make Les Pauls with Floyds on them now.
Yeah, I know. All Access they're called.
Yeah.
Or the Alex Lifeson model.
Okay. Okay, Richard Schick. Can you guys go over your opinions on non-trem spaced humbuckers again? I have a Frankenstein humbucker, but it's Gibson spaced and sits straight in the slot. The high E poles are pretty far off from the high E string. I put in a trem spaced humbucker and noticed the volume was louder and balanced. Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be because the pole pieces are going to be right underneath the strings.
Takes up the whole thing. I mean, that's why a lot of those, humbuckers are slanted. With that spacing, you has to slant to have the strings go over the poles.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And of course, the trem buckers are not slanted. They're straight.
Hang on. That's slanted because it's not a trembucker. It's spaced. It's a regular pickup. I think that is a Gibson pickup, actually.
Mm-hmm.
My Frankenstein pickup. This is my prototype Frankenstein pickup. That's also slanted. That's not F-spaced.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So if you were to straighten that out, it would not.
The strings. The high E pole would not be under the string. No.
Yeah.
You can see that it's only on one of the poles, on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
It hits one pole instead of both.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were to straighten out, it wouldn't hit either.
Mm-hmm.
Same with this guitar here. The only other guitar, well, I have two other guitars with slanted pickups, and it's the same deal.
Mm-hmm.
Same exact deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So the trembuckers, they do serve a purpose. For me, it just doesn't look right. I don't know.
Yeah. Wait, let me see. I think these are non. Hang on. Well, here's a good. This is a good. Look at that bridge pickup. You see how it's kind of off on the edges? It's not directly over at least one of them.
Yeah.
That's a non-F-spaced pickup for a Fender bridge. It's close, but it's not, it's not really.
Hmm. Okay, Richard Chick. He says, right. That's what I thought. I've had pickup builders say it makes no difference if the poles don't line up. That's why I asked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it really.
Let's see if it does it on this guitar. Hang on.
It depends. I mean, naturally, you want the high E string to be closer to the pole than you want the low E string.
Okay,
Yeah,
now
low E's gonna be loud.
on this guitar, it is F spaced. I did buy the F spaced one, so they're right on those poles.
Yeah. And what guitar is that, by the way?
This is my Charvel. It's um,
San Dimas?
a San Dimas. Yeah, it's my San Dimas that I turned into my tribute of Steve Vai's Green Meanie. Those Paul Unkert actually put the holes in the back, so it's from the back.
Mm-hmm.
Great guitar.
Is that the same neck or very similar neck to the EVH Stripe Series necks?
It feels very similar, yeah.
It looks almost identical to me.
Except there's no wheel here.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's different.
Yeah. Cool guitar. I love this guitar. It's I only have two guitars with floating bridges on them. This is one of them. Where you can pull it back.
Mm-hmm. You can do the Brad Gillis.
Yeah. Yep, can do that whole thing.
The don't tell me you love me solo.
Yeah. It's cool though. I love this guitar. I don't play it as often as I should, but it's very cool.
Yeah, I like it.
From most guitars that I own.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I
especially
do like it though.
the green and the pink combination, I think.
Well, the thing is the bridge pickup is red, and the neck position is pink.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Two more, and then we are out of here.
Okay.
Let me see. Is this? Is this from today? This is from today. Jeremy Carter. What's up, guys? Hey, David. Glad to hear you're feeling better.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I am feeling a lot better. I can't wait to get my other eye done so I can see in stereo. But it'll be good.
Cool.
It's good right now, man.
Awesome. It says, I asked you guys a question the other day about the Frankenstein.
Did we answer it?
It was about the Frankenstein pickup, and he says he was worried about sticking it in one of the Music Man's. He says he has one of those Sterling AX40s, the Music Man guitars, that he slapped the Frankenstein pickup in just to see, and it made the cheap Sterling sound great. The pickup really brings harmonics out. I was surprised at how much it improved the AX40. So thanks, guys, for the information, and you guys have a great holiday weekend and stay safe. Keep rocking, he says.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. Yeah, that's cool that it made the guitar sound better, which, yeah, it would. Those are great. Those are great pickups. And yeah, those are good guitars too.
Yeah, they're not bad at all. They're not bad.
Okay, so that was there, and then that one.
Dennis is home.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we're done.
Cool.
I
Hey,
think we're
man.
cool.
What's up?
How's the gig?
How you doing, Ray?
Ray.
Ray. Remember what I say? Stevie. That's more like Stevie, right?
You Stevie Ray?
Stevie, right? How you doing, Johnny?
Great. How are you, man?
and the rest of the world. Say hello to the rest of the world.
Hello, rest of the world. Oh,
Good stuff.
good stuff. Man.
Cool. Where did you play? Where did he play at?
I played at a country club with the Club Day band I work with, about 15 minutes away from here. So it was a short drive.
Mm-hmm.
Great. How you doing out there, man?
Awesome. I'm good. Sorry, my camera's not on.
Oh,
I'm just sitting here.
yeah. Why is it not working?
No, it's just my it's time for my dog to go for his walk. So he's like
I'll tell you the reason why later.
He's like running all around the place.
Yep, that's a right signal saying, "Hey, Dad, now."
He's got a Dalmatian.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I love Dalmatians. Are pretty. They're beautiful dogs.
Yeah. Oh, he's great.
What's his name?
His name's Howie. Mm-hmm.
Maybe I could see. Maybe I can meet Howie one of these days on one of these.
Got his own Facebook channel.
Howie does?
Facebook page, yeah.
Wow, good for him.
Yeah.
He's sophisticated. He is cosmopolitan canine.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah, he actually he has.
Dennis Delgorio, everybody.
Yes. Very cool, man. Cool. All right. So I guess we are done. Yeah. Howie's sitting right here looking at me. So.
Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Like, I got a thing, Pop.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Well, hey, great. This was fun. This was great answering questions, everybody. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, we do these things, and they always end up different. They're never the same. So, although we do have other people in these things a lot of times. So that always makes it exciting.
It does.
So cool. All right. Well, have a great weekend, everybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Ciao.
Was it Jeremy? Yeah, as Jeremy Carter said, yeah, have a great holiday weekend, everyone. Everyone who is in the U.S., I guess.
That's right.
And stay safe and keep rocking. So
have a rocking Memorial Day.
All right. Well, keep rocking, Dave. Keep rocking, Dennis. Keep rocking, Howie. Johnny Bean. Johnny Bean.
See you later.
JohnnyBean.com. See you, man. All right. Rock on, everybody. Bye.